Hello, Digimon fans! Well, one of the major changes this time around is related to the attacking procedure. Well, it's not like it's anything new, yeah, because in fact, this is actually the third time Bandai has changed the attacking procedure. So, I mean, you did not hear it wrong. This is actually the fourth edition of the attacking procedure, so I guess I'll just go through the whole thing rather than just talk about the changes. So basically, the latest attacking procedures follow a sequence of timing with the following order. 1. Attack declaration. 2. Counter timing. 3. Block timing. 4. Confirmation of outcomes. And 5. End of attack. So you have to go through all 5 of these timings in that exact order. And you don't proceed to the next timing until there are no more processes or effects left to resolve at that timing. Now let's look at the attack declaration. Well, during this timing, under normal circumstances, you suspend a Digimon to declare an attack on the opposing player or their suspended Digimon. So you can't declare an attack with a suspended Digimon under normal circumstances. Also, you can only declare an attack with one Digimon at a time and can only declare one attack at a time. So if you suddenly trigger an effect which allows you to attack again before the attack ends, the second attack won't happen. Well, as I mentioned earlier, you declare an attack on either the opposing player or one of their suspended Digimon. These are the only two valid targets in the game. Well, what about attacking security? I mean, a lot of people talk about attacking security. So why isn't it a valid target? Well, actually, attacking security means attacking the player. This is because the security acts like a wall that protects the player. And when you attack the player, you chip off the security one by one. So that is why when there's no longer any security and you attack the player, you win the game because it's a direct hit on the player. There's no more security protecting him. Well, so remember, attacking the security actually means attacking the players. So it would trigger effects that trigger when you attack a player. Speaking about triggering, by declaring the attack, you will trigger all your effects that trigger from your Digimon attacking. This includes the turn players when attacking effects and when one of your Digimon attack effects. Also, unlike the last two versions of this rule, your opponent's effects that say when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks would also trigger at this point. Yes, back to version 1 again because when they introduced reaction timing, effects like this would only trigger during the reaction phase, and the same goes to when they first introduced counter timing. Digimon which appeared after the attack declaration but before counter timing could still trigger there when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks effect. We still have counter timing, but now it's defined as the timing when the non-turn player's counter effect is triggered. Alongside these two groups of effects, effects that trigger when a Digimon suspends also triggers here. Because you suspend the attacking Digimon when you declare an attack, right? So a lot of people were confused with this timing here because the attacking chart says suspend Digimon and declare attack in the first box. Then when attacking effects only gets triggered 2 steps after that. So I mean, a lot of people concluded that when attacking effects trigger after when suspended effects, but no. Since attack declaration timing is one whole timing where all of these occur, they will be all considered to be triggered at the same timing. But take note, this attacking flowchart I use is the old version. That's why they only mention when attacking effects and when a Digimon attacks effects. So after we're done resolving all the effects that trigger during the attack declaration, we move on to the next step, which is counter timing. This is the timing when you activate one of your counter effects. Just one, no more. Well, what if your opponent's Digimon got deleted by an effect before counter timing? Well, counter timing will still proceed as usual. That's it. You won't be able to proceed to the next timing, which is block timing, because you can only block if the attacking Digimon is present. Block timing is the timing where the defending player declares a block with one of their blockers. Yes, just like counter, you can only declare a block with one Digimon. You also cannot declare a new block during a block, and cannot block if your opponent has declared an attack on your blocker from the start. So to block, you need to suspend a Digimon with blocker, and the target of the attack will change to that Digimon. Also, since you need to suspend it when you declare a block, you won't be able to block if your blocker is suspended. After that, we come to confirmation of outcomes. Well, actually, this isn't an official name because it doesn't exist in English yet, but it's the timing where you check if the attack is successful. If your final target is the player, check for security cards. If there are security cards, perform a security check if you can. Well, if there aren't any, then you win the game. Well, unless you can't make any security checks. If the target is a Digimon, then you proceed with the battle. Well, if the attack is unsuccessful on either the Digimon or the player, Like, let's say your Digimon gets removed or the attack gets ended, then the attack will end immediately. And that will bring us to the last timing, end of attack. There are still effects that trigger at this timing, so the attack will not be considered to have ended until all pending effects triggered during this timing have been resolved. Here are some things to note. You might have noticed some blocker cards that say when an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Digimon to force the opponent to attack it instead. So based on the card text, shouldn't it trigger at the same time as other when an opponent's Digimon attacks effects? Well, actually no, because in May 2023, the description was changed to this Digimon can block at block timing. So even if blocker is still in effect, it is no longer in effect which is triggered by your opponent attacking, and neither does suspending your Digimon to block count as suspending by effects. So it will not trigger any effects which trigger when a Digimon is suspended by effects. Also, while I previously mentioned that there would still be a counter timing even if the attacking Digimon was deleted, it is different if your Digimon's attack was ended by an effect. From, let's say, the effect of Amphimon. When this happens, the attack ends and will go straight to the end of attack, skipping all the other timings that come after the attack declaration. So this rule change was implemented to prevent people from being confused about the trigger timing of effects that trigger when an opponent's Digimon attacks. Yeah, so to put it at the attack declaration timing, I think it's a pretty smart move, Bandai. Yeah, although for people who have been accustomed to the last attacking procedure, yeah, I guess it might take some time to get used to. Well, I hope this video has been easy for you to understand. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me down below in the comments box or contact me via Digimon Meta or Ansan Gaming channel. Well, that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!